To obviously have a discussion about the afternoon, but since he's got the mic in his hand, is it switched on then, Norick, just to make doubly sure?
Give it a try.
There you go, yes, we are switched on. Let's have a big round of applause for Norick Blodorn, folks. Norick, challenging one, I mean, to say the least. Sheffield were never going to make it easy for us, but the weather certainly didn't help, did it?
Oh, we had plenty of challenge today, yeah. Got a challenge against the Tigers, challenge against the weather, challenge against the track. Well, I mean, didn't look really great straight from the beginning, track condition wise, and we know it would be hard against Sheffield. You know, like missing Brady is a massive loss, but yeah, on the day we were hoping for, I think it was pretty shite day for all of us.
I'm just saying what a few people are thinking, I'm sure, Norick, but certainly no filter sometimes for yourself. I mean, looking at your scores, first time out, a race win in heat number 1, but the material was very heavy. I mean, it must be even more of a challenge when you've got all of that kind of that roost sort of stuck to you, weighing you down, and the weight at this game especially is crucial. You could do without some of it, especially wet shale stuck to you.
I would say I was quite lucky with gate 1 on my first seat. On the start then made life loads easier. Yeah. We all knew like straight away as soon as you're gonna hit the spray you'd be like in big trouble. So I was quite lucky to stay out of the spray in my first outing. So yeah, pretty decent start to the meeting, and it was kind of difficult when you just hadn't on the start, you know. Then once you got filled in and was behind, track was pretty rough as well. So pretty rough then, and a good third right, which wasn't too bad, and yeah, but overall I think track conditions were just tricky.
Absolutely. I mean, it was the same for both sides, obviously, and we would have liked to have gotten one over our Premiership rivals, especially the Sheffield Tigers, the reigning champions, and you kept things pretty close in the beginning before that first bout of rain hit. I mean, without the weather, you fancy things would have been different?
I think so. I think our chances would have been way better, like in better track conditions. You know, against Sheffield it's always quite a challenge, but we did it in the Knockout Cup to beat them here. But yeah, missing Brady is a big loss as well, yeah, so it doesn't make life easier.
No, it doesn't. Well, Norick, thank you so much for your thoughts. Let's hear it for Norick Blodorn, everyone. Check with one of our reserves, but let's have a big round of applause for Connor Mountain, folks. I want to start with a commendation. I mean, you had an amazing night at Oxford last week. I was keeping tabs on the boys on the BSN. Obviously, first heat, not nice seeing Dan take a tumble, but 11 points, I think it was, at Sandy Lane. You must have been thrilled with that.
Yeah, it was a good night for myself, and not a track that I've gone that well at in the past. So yeah, we got it sorted on Thursday, and yeah, had a good meet.
It's getting closer, isn't it? That elusive away victory. We haven't quite. I think, have we won away from home this year? Kings Lynn, we did win this year, so we have already had our first away win. But the next one, you feel it's on the cusp. I mean, we pushed Sheffield at home into a super heat. We were 2 points down going into heat 15 at Oxford, so almost ready to get our next away win, you fancy?
Yeah, it was a bit disappointing just to lose out by a couple of points, but yeah, I think we all put a shift in, and yeah, we kept it real close up there.
Today, we've already mentioned, we don't need to keep elaborating on the challenge, but conditions not ideal, but another quite steep learning curve for someone like yourself who's not quite experienced a full season in the Premiership yet.
Yeah, it's yeah, I think like everyone's already said, everything was kind of against us today. We had no Brady, obviously the weather, and then yeah, obviously against Sheffield as well, a tough team. So yeah, it was definitely not our day today, but you would just have to take the positives and move on to the next one.
Indeed, we do. Well, great effort from yourself. Let's say for Connor Mountain, everybody. Apparently sitting 6th in the world, officially ranked world number 7. Dan Bewley, everybody, let's hear it for him. Dan, let's just quickly flash back to Oxford and talk about that heat number 1 incident with Rowan Tungate. That's not what we wanted to see happen, especially out of the gate with no Brady Kurtz again. Hopefully no lasting effects from that crash.
Yeah, no, everything's fine. It was a little bit sore, but part of the game.
Absolutely, and a fantastic performance, as we've said. We got the aggregate point, which was great. It's keeping us in the hunt for the top 4. Today, obviously, a bit of a different situation. It's a tale of what could have been, really, isn't it?
Yeah, and to be honest, people said we was talking about the track, and it wasn't ideal to begin with. It was pretty much who made the start and just vision after that, and it's probably it's kind of somewhat dangerous, you could say. But yeah, and you've seen some riders get a couple of wins and not make the start, and then they're at the back. But I honestly believe we fixed the track, and that was the best it was all day, and we didn't carry on. So it felt like the day was kind of cut short, if we're honest. But apparently it was too dangerous. So yeah.
So the general consensus among the majority of the boys was that you would have been prepared to continue beyond Heat 10 had the referee allowed it?
Yeah, at least for me, I can't speak for the rest of them, but I think we're all happy to go. Track was good. It was way better than what we started. It actually looked somewhat like a normal track, just a bit on the outside, but you wouldn't have been there anyway. So we couldn't see in half the races, and that was fine. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it sets the stage for the second leg at Allerton. Obviously, we've got 10 points to recover to gain the aggregate bonus. We've got a bit of a break from action here in Manchester now for about, I think, 10 days before we head on back here for the British final on June the 8th. Keep our fingers crossed for some nice sunny weather. You're going for British title number 3. That's going to be quite a good one if you can bag that.
Yeah, for sure. But to be honest, not really looking at that right now. And just want to say a huge thanks to everybody who stuck with us all the way to the end. And yeah, it means a lot. And hopefully, hopefully people's not too annoyed and you still come back. So and I know they will. But yeah, thanks for sticking with us. And sadly, it couldn't be a different result.
Oh, yeah, let's have a big round of applause for Dan Bewley, folks. Mark, it's frustrating to say the least. I mean, we thought we could get this on. We had some beautiful weather. It was very hot when the sun was coming out, but then the rain just kept coming in, and the amount of work that the track staff put in to then have the brakes put on the main team must have just been a terrible feeling.
Some days you wake up and you wonder why. And I guess today, the sort of instinct was probably potentially may not have a meeting on, but on our sort of regular sort of program, how we look at it and monitor it, we kind of felt pretty confident that we're going to get a meeting on today. I said I was up since 6:30 monitoring as much as it's been late night. Seemed like I've spent my whole sort of season this year just looking at weather forecasts, and we haven't been blessed. And we probably ran our luck just a little bit too much today, and we got cut short. It was disappointing to end the way it did after Heat 10, after the break, trying to get the track right. As Dan rightly said, I think the track was probably better now than it was from Heat 1. But just for the record, I'd like to retract my comments on the centre green. I sort of blamed the chief medical officers for the decision. It was not her decision. Her decision was actually a recommendation that it wasn't safe to carry on. The referee has the final decision on running the meeting. So so I apologise to the chief medical officer for making that statement. But it doesn't change the fact, if a chief medical officer deems there's the safety, safety is in question, the right decision was made. As much as it was painful, be 10 points down, 5 races still to go, chance to be still in the competition and have that taken away. That's sport. But rider safety is paramount. But you can say it was pretty risky to begin with. But tough day at the office. We'll bounce. We've had some pretty good years and days here at Belle Vue Speedway. This is probably not the shining light, and I don't think this is going to sort of put a cloud over our where we stand right now in this current season. We've got better days to come, better performances, and better weather.
Hopefully, yes, absolutely. And just to reiterate what Dan was saying as well, Mark, I mean, of course we understand the frustration of the supporters. It was a long wait before that decision was made, and we are extremely grateful to everybody who did stick with us, and obviously we can only apologise for that wait, and hopefully, like Dan says, they've not been put off coming back to join us, and that we can have a nice, bright British final and some more fantastic races with the ATPI Aces to come.
Yeah, once again, like I said, our sincere apologies to the crowd, but they've been wonderful. They stuck here, they didn't sort of leave. And this wasn't a great event, a great showcase, and like I said, it was the first time to come into Speedway. We've probably not done ourselves any favours, but it's sport. We're in the elements, and we know what we're up against. We got it wrong today, and that's just life and sport in general. But what can I say? I'm just really grateful for everybody who did stick around, who persevered, who came out to watch and backed us, through thick and thin. Like I said, we've had some good days, So it's a good day today, but there's better days to come.
There's better days to come. Well, Mark, thank you so much for giving us your thoughts and being sincere. And thank you to the boys for the durations on the day. And folks, once again, just to reiterate, thank you so much for sticking with us. And have a wonderful rest of your bank holiday. And we'll see you on Saturday, June the 8th for the British final. Thank you.